What is happening? What's happening? What's up, y'all? What's good? Happy Tuesday. Who we got in the building? Uh-oh. Derek is in the building. What's up, D-Ball? What's up? What's up? Listen, over there on IG, y'all come and join us over on the YouTube. We're going to be sharing some screens and things. What's up? What's up, y'all? What's going on? Tell me how you feeling. How's your Tuesday going? How's your weekend? How's the week kicking off? What's happening? Francine is in the building. What's up, Francine? Happy Tuesday. We got some folks over there on LinkedIn and over here on IG saying hello, hello, hello. We got YouTube in the building. Linson's in the building. Hey, hey, hey. How's it going? How you feeling? How we doing? All right, IG, y'all come meet us over here, over on the tube. We're going to be over there. Lady Low, there she is. I was thinking about you, Lady Low. We got to do our, I was thinking about you, our vision board. We're going to talk about that because you got to get us together. Janelle! Janelle! I'm good. How are you? I missed you. I missed you too, girly. How's it going? We good, Francine? We good? All right, IG, come on over. Tell me you feeling good. Come on over. Meet us on the tube. Second link in my bio, or look for I Am Kelly Jackson on YouTube. See you. Bye. All right, that way I don't have to keep turning, y'all. What's good, family? Everything is well. Just finished an interview and scheduled. What? Hold on. You're just not gonna put that in there. Wait a minute. This man done said, I finished the interview and I got 2 more this week. What you say? What you say? That's my grandmother used to say. What you say now? Shut your mouth. Janelle said, I'm good now. That's right, Janelle. We in this place. We in this thing. We in this piece. Derek, what's the secret? We all need to know. Ain't that right, y'all? Derek, drop it. Drop the secret. We need the sauce up in this place. What's the sauce? You just finished the interview. How do you think you did? Tell us. Jay Jennings says, hello, y'all. Hello, Jay Jennings. Hello. Listen, I'm so happy to see y'all. It's been a day. It has been a day. Can I say that? It's been a day. That's right. Congrats, Derek. Congrats. We need that energy. We need that mojo. We need that. Give us the sauce. That's amazing. You got to keep us posted and let us know how things are going and how you did, and give us some secrets. What you think, took you over. Listen, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a guest for you all. I had someone from LinkedIn, but they had another agenda and I wasn't feeling it. So I said no. I got to look out for my peeps. So I said no. So y'all can just got me tonight. Is that all right? Y'all just have me. We're talking tonight, though. We talking about some stuff, y'all. Act your wage. Can you believe that? That's a thing. Y'all know how all these trends are out there, like the great resignation and the quiet hiring, quiet firing, and all these things. Now they saying, act your wage. This is what happened, y'all. We're going to get into this. This is what happened. Okay, Derek's giving us a secret, y'all. Y'all see, he's giving us a secret. He's finished an interview and he's got 2 more scheduled. Here's the secret sauce. He says, the secret is persistence and confidence. Things went well and they had no more questions. No more questions. You shut them up, Derek. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, when they ain't got no more questions, that brother got 3 jobs, y'all. Tell him to give us one, at least one. We just want one. Just one. One rib. Just one rib. Congrats. Great job. Persistence is the key. That's it. Okay, y'all, act your wage. That's a thing. It's like another thing, another trend, right? Basically, there was this lady, and I'm going to show y'all. Let me see if I can share. She said, let me show you this. This is what happened to her. And we're going to read through this because we need to talk about this. We need to talk about it. This is what, wait a minute. Janelle said, I just started a new job last, what? What? Janelle! Congratulations, mama. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all bringing all the good energy. We kicking this thing off right. Y'all better grab this. Y'all better grab this energy. They giving y'all the secrets. Way to go, Janelle. That's my girl. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Listen, y'all. This phenomenon about act your wage, right? So let's see. Let's look at this. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all know me and these sharing these screens things. So here's this woman, right? Check it out, y'all. Check it out. This is where this comes from, where I got this title from, but we're going to go a little deeper. But this is what happened. So this lady, she's saying, you are just a number. This woman claims in a TikTok video, her employer of 10 years, check this out now, 10 years, locked her out of her laptop minutes after she gave her notice. Now, she didn't get let go. There wasn't no, fighting. She didn't get terminated. Wasn't no layoff. She put in her resignation. And here are her takeaways. Here she is right here. I keep saying the woman, what's her name? Valerie Tompkins. She said, I was locked out. She was locked out of her laptop 20 minutes after submitting her 2 weeks notice, despite having been a loyal employee at the company for nearly a decade, y'all. Loyal. She was there loyally. She was loyally a word. She was loyal. 10 minutes, 10 years. This is where I got the title from. She said, act your wage. She said, you may have heard, she didn't say this, but the article says, you may have heard act your wage before. The phrase, along with quiet quitting trend, took social media by storm. So basically, it's the same thing as if you at work, but you're barely doing a job. You're doing the bare minimum because you're quietly quitting. So this is the same phrase as act your wage, but we're going to take a different look. But I wanted to show you where I got this from. So basically, she put in a decade with this company, and 20 minutes later, you out. I don't know you no more. We got your job online. That's it. Bye. See you. Have a good life. How we feel about that, y'all? How we feel about that? Because we do know, right, that we pretty much are a number. And when you say that you're gone, you're gone. 20 minutes later, they done locked you out. So that's where I got the name from. But I do want to take a twist. I want to look at this from the real perspective of your wage versus your age. Because most of us here close to the second half, or we're getting to the second half. And according to, and I'm going to show you all this as well. Is that Zal? Am I saying that way, Storm? They said, if I act my current wage, I might as well stay in the bed. No, don't stay in the bed. No. Let's look at this though. Let's look at and see. Let me see if I can find it. Here. Let's look at what the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics say and then we're going to get into this, you all. As far as your age and your wage, how does it align? Let's take a look at it and let's see where we all are. Let's take a look at it and then we're going to talk about it. Okay, let's take a look. So, I should have put my laptop up so I can make sure y'all can see this. Were y'all able to see the other screen? Let me ask y'all before I pull this up. Were we good? Could y'all see that when I showed y'all Valerie Tompkins? Give me a yes if we could see that. Francine said, thanks. How they people, it is jacked up. It is. Oh, I like that acronym, Thomas. No class at all. That is classless, right? Could y'all see my screen when I showed that to you? Because I'm getting ready to pull up another screen. I want y'all to see this chart, and it's going to show what the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics say in terms of where you should be according to your age and where you should be in terms of your wage. Okay, you can see. Linton said that was dirty. Yeah. Okay. Am I saying that right? Zal, I will keep it up. Oh, I see. There you go. Okay, let's look at this, y'all. Let's look at this. So this is what the This is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, it may be a little small, but I'm going to show you. If you can see here, this is what this is. This is the median. This is usual weekly earnings of a full-time wage and salary worker's age and sex, so male and female, first quarter. This is what they have on here. First quarter 22. So first quarter this year averages. So the red is total, so men and women. The blue line is men, and the black line is women. So let's take it down to about 35 to 44, because I do know we have a wide range, even though we, for the most part, we speak to those about 50 years of age and older. But let's just look at 35 to 44 real quick. Total men and women. And it's going to give you this little yellow bar, and I'll show you if it's too small. It says about $1,200 weekly is the median. So if you're between the ages of 35 and 44, male or female, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, you should be making about $1,200 a week. $1,200 a week. Now, if you're a man, we're going to break this down even further. Between 35 and 44, you should be at about $1,329 a week. Now, ladies, I want you to look at something. And when we close this, we're going to talk about, but I want you to see if you see what I see. Now, women, if you're between 35 and 44, you should be at about $1,112 per week. This is women 35 to 44. Let's go down. 45 years of age to 54. Talking to us, mainly us, total. We should be about $1,239. If we're 45 to 54 years of age, men and women combined should be about $1,239 per week. Let's break it down. Men, if you're between 45 and 54, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, you should be about $1,389 a week. Ladies, we should be about $1,098 a week. If you're between the ages of 45 and 54, let's go a little further. Take it down to 55 to 64, total men and women. You should be about $1,218. Now, this is 55 to 64. Now, if we go back up, y'all look at this number, $1,218 total. If we go back up, it was how much? $1,239. So they're saying $1,218. So our men are at $1,393 if you're 55 to 64, and women, ladies, $1,044. And let's go to 65 years of age and older. Total men and women, $1,042. The men, $1,200, and the women, about $926. Now, what we got to say? Let me see. I know y'all chatting it up. Let me get back to y'all because I can't see nothing. Let me see. What we think about that, y'all? Janelle said, ha! What we think about that? Ladies, what did we notice? What did we notice on there? What did we notice? What y'all think about that? And how close are you or aren't you? Are we close? And we don't have to reveal if we don't want to, but are we close? How we feel? How we feel about it? Are we close? What we think about that? So it's saying about, $1,200, $1,300 a week, according to your age range. Are we close? Are we not close at all? How do we feel? How do we feel about it? What we think? What do we think? Because combined, Yolanda said, not even close. What's up, girl? What's up? Ain't that something? Now, this was the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. First quarter of this year, the average male, the average woman in this age range, that's what they make. They said the average. Equal pay for equal work. Look at that, Tom. C.K. Allen says the women makes less each step. What's up with that? That's what I'm saying. Derek says, depending on region, but as an average, it's accurate. That's a great point. But here's the thing. I'll push back a little, Derek. Most people are working remotely for, companies that are global. How do we respond to that? Because I don't know. I know back in the day it was based, and it's still based on this. where you live, because the cost of living, of course, in California is much, much higher than here in the South. But people can be doing the same work. Me and Janelle can do the same work. She in Chicago and I'm in Atlanta. We do the same work, but if they pay us different, that's not cool. If we're putting out the same work for the company, you know what I'm saying? Our output is the same. But because she lives in Chicago and I live in Atlanta, we get different money, right? Or because Yolanda lives in California, right? And Derek lives in Florida, but they're doing the same job duties. Yolanda should make more because she in California. That's what we saying. Hey Tanja, I didn't see. Well, I had a chart that had different the different ethnicities, but it was so small. I knew y'all wouldn't be able to see it, but I'll pull it up. So there are charts that break that down, but I don't know how we feel about that, because I know the cost of living in California is super high. Like I do, we all know that. New York, same thing, right? Florida is different. Tennessee, Chicago. Y'all think if we all doing the same, if me and Francine and Tanja and Lady Low, we all doing the same job, but we are one in Washington, one in Georgia, and one in California. Is that fair? Yeah, Janelle said right. Houston pays different, and Francine said it's still sad. We still are fighting for equality. It is sad. It is sad. Jay said it's crazy because, hey Jay, it's crazy. I live in Alabama, but I got bills like I live in. See, that's my point though, because, and I'm going to show y'all. That's my point. That's my point. I'm not sure how I feel, to be honest. And the reason why I can't have just a real solid point of view is because I know in New York City and in California, the cost of living is higher. But I still feel a way that if we both doing the same job, I don't think I have a problem with you making more than me. I just don't know. Tanja said, yeah, on my last job, the MD employees made more than US and Central VA for the same job. See, in Maryland, is that Maryland, Tanja? Yeah. But the overhead for everyday life is crazy. It is. I think so, Francine. Yeah, Lady Low said that's crazy. Now check this out. Here's something else. So when I started digging and I started looking at this, and this is actually, we can have two different topics, really three different topics, but I started looking at this where they were saying that even at six figures, people are living paycheck to paycheck. And that's like the goal when you climb in the ladder and when you get in your job, and people want to make six figures. And I've worked with people that are our age, right? And they want to get to the six figures. But then I read this article, and I'll share with you all that even at six figures plus, they're saying people are still living paycheck to paycheck, right? Let's look at the article and then we can talk about it. But it's still hard. To Jay's point, to me, it don't matter where you live. It's still hard. It's still hard. It's still hard, right? So this article says even on 100K plus, y'all, not just 100K, more Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And it says this is a number reporting budget squeeze climbs 9.3. This is a poll that shows. And, it's saying that the share of Americans who say they live paycheck to paycheck climbed last year. Let's look at the date. This was January 30th, 2023. So in 2022, last year was worse than 2021. And it says most of the new arrivals in this category of people that make six figures were among the country's higher earners. This is a new study. So 64% of US consumers, that's equivalent to about 166 million people, were living paycheck to paycheck at the end of 2022. So even though they're making the holy grail, where people say, I need to make six figures. I've talked to tons of people, Kelly, I need to get to six figures, or I need to get to mid six figures, 170, 200. I need my whole compensation package to be, six figures and six figures plus. This article is saying that at the end, they're still living paycheck to paycheck, right? Now it says that here's a chart. I don't know if you all can see it, but 2/3 of consumers living paycheck to paycheck. So it shows May of 2022 all the way through December of 2022 and how it increased. How it increased. Now, they said there were a couple of factors. Let me get out of here. We don't need no noise. Let me go back. Now, a couple of factors to think about, y'all. And we're talking about age versus wage, right? How much we should be making according to our age, and some of the things that we I know we all think about in terms of making more money, and even those that make and more is relative. It can mean different things to different people. So even if you're at 100, at six figures, I wanted to share that to show that even, if you're not, people that are at six figures and beyond are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, what we do know is that inflation has increased, right? We know the cost of goods, services, and all of that has increased. We know interest rates have gone up. So we know the cost of living overall has gone up. So in my thought, and y'all tell me what y'all think, if I'm making this 100K, but I think 10 times, and we're going to look at this as well, since 2022, I think they said 10 times, there's been a rate hike. So everything has increased. A can of tuna, which was $1.99, and now it's $2. And then now it's $2.99. And now it's $3. And now it's $3.25. You can't make it. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how much you make. So when we're thinking about going for this holy, grail of six figures, are we really thinking about how far our dollars are stretched? Let me see what y'all think. Let me see. Let's see what we saying. Janelle said, "Ooh, Jay, you said a word. Everything has increased, but see, y'all right on it. That's what I'm saying. I have had more. That's it. It is more going out than coming in. That's what I'm saying." Derek said, "I've worked for many international companies. The company listed salary by cost of living in local areas to save money. It would be fair for a set salary per position, but life in business isn't fair." That's true. I just feel like it should be on your skill set and what you bring to the table. I just think the company has a need, right? And in my thinking is they have a need regardless of where you live. They need the job done. It shouldn't matter where you live, right? If Jay's in Alabama, Janelle's in California, both of them can do the job. Let's pay them for the job, right? They're the ones that have to figure out how to make their living and how to make it work for them, right? Tanya said, "Well, if you can make more, you'll spend more." That's true, but I think, Tanya, that's a mindset thing. You shouldn't, if you make more, and this is a Kelly thing, right? This is what I tell my daughter, like, you need to stay where you at, because why would you have more going out? Because you're making more. You constantly going to try to keep up. You know what I'm saying? Janelle says, "Someone told me recently that people making six figures are living paycheck to paycheck." That's it. They are. Hey, who's that, Susan? Who's that said I missed you? Facebook user. Hey. Apartments in DC area are as high as some of my. Tom, I heard about those DC. I have heard, and I didn't know why I didn't know that, but I've heard Maryland, Washington. What else is up there? Virginia. I heard is really high. Jackie's in the building. New York. That's right, Linson. New York. And those little bitty places in New York, they be saying it's like $2,500, $3,000, and having like 3 or 4 or 5 people in there. Jay says, "So if I work remotely, I pay overhead." It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the case. Now you're paying for you're paying for your own office, right, in your home. Because that money that a company would typically pay for overhead, for the cubicle, the lights, the lease, all that stuff, I think it should go to the employee. Tivia, hey, where you been? Where you been at? Where you been at? If you make more, you should save. But that's Francine. Tell us, Francine. Tell us. So listen, y'all. This is the thing. Like Francine's saying, it's basically it. Even though, like some of us, hopefully not us on here, we aspire to, hopefully not, but if we are aspiring to be like other people or to make like other people, but a lot of those other people are living paycheck to paycheck. They're not doing with their money with what some of us would do. My aunt, she has been a when I used to go up to see her in Chicago on the L, somebody told me it was, I called it Amtrak, and he told me it was called the L. I would go for the summer. She would be in a secretary pool. I think I told y'all this story before. And I would go to work with her because I could play. Back then, it was typewriters. I would play with her. She's been in that job. You know, the titles have changed since then. When I tell y'all, this woman can save. So it totally has changed my mind about how much money I make, because I don't think it's the amount of money. I think it's the person who has the money, because my aunt is retired and she's a millionaire. She ain't won no lottery. She ain't hit no thing. She's retired. And that woman has saved and done her thing. And I know people who have borrowed from her constantly, because everybody knows she's got the money. So it changed my mind, because I was a person that thought I need to make more money. I need to make more money. But it wasn't that. It was my thought around money, y'all. It was the mentality around. Y'all know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. And I think it's because something I had to learn. It's something I'm still working on. I have a book. It's a good book, y'all. I forgot what it's called. I would tell you. It's called Happy Something Money. It's a really, really good book. But there's this mindset that we've had that maybe we've gotten from our parents and they got from their parents around money. And I didn't realize that, like the way that we think about money and the things that we've heard about money. Money don't grow on trees, and you get to the store, don't touch that, I can't afford it. So we've grown up, and we probably don't even realize and recognize that our actions and how we behave is as a result of what's been handed down to us, not to hurt us or harm us or intentionally. It's just, what they knew, right? And so our mindset around money, and I don't know why I'm going down this path, but I'm gonna stay here for a second, has to shift because we live in longer. Y'all know I keep saying that. I've been saying this since last year. And I'm gonna do a video. I'm working on the research now. And I'm working on the research now. There's a bill that's been passed. It's the debt ceiling. Y'all heard about that whole debt ceiling thing? Inside of that bill, there's some little what do they call them? Provisions. It's 6 of them, I think, that has to do with our 401k. And we need to take a look at it, y'all. We got to take a look at it. They have stretched it. Now, I think the age is 70 something, 73 or 65. Ain't nobody said nothing, though. Ain't been on the news. Nobody said anything. It's just in there, y'all. Has your employer said anything to you? We got to look at it, y'all. I'm going to do a video on it, though. I know I done got way off track, but I want us to have a different mindset around money. So even if we do make the 6 figures, it's not about how much we make. It's about what we do with what we have. How we feel about that? Let me see what y'all saying. How we feel about that? Derek said, like Jay, I'm in Alabama. The pay I make at any position is 3 times or 4 times in New York, California, or Colorado. Does Colorado pay though? I've seen some of their because they have to post their stuff. Is it? And I thought Colorado, that's CEO for Colorado, right? I thought Colorado had high expenses, and I don't feel like they pay a lot. Sick and work. My office is moving to a new location. Oh, Tivia, get better. We're gonna make you smile. Jay said, my value shouldn't be based on where I live. That's it. That's it, Jay. There you go. That just tells me, vote. Yeah, it shouldn't. That's how I feel. Not being funny, but before I jump my last two pay scales, I got a financial planner. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's good though. Been mainly sick. Okay, okay. That just tells me folks don't value people living in the South. Come on now. There you go, Jay. I'm right here with you. I'm right here. I'm right here. But see, companies can get away with it. And if you I've noticed even on job descriptions, they'll have a whole paragraph. If you live in, have y'all seen this? If you live in California, New York, Colorado, da 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 da, the pay is this. If you live here, 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 the pay is this. What difference does it make? Save yourself the headache of writing all that up or having the recruiter write all that up and pay everybody for what they bring to the table. It comes down to wants over needs. That's right, Francine. Tanja said, that was my point. People are able to save when they live before. Oh, okay, got you, gotcha. That's very true, though. You're right. People aren't willing to do that. And it's the mindset, though. People will spend, like you said, they will, if we all start making 250, 300, it's like, oh, let me go get that, that new whatever and this brand new whatever. Not that you shouldn't. Everybody deserves to have what they, you work, you want to get what you want and deserve. But you have to be careful, especially if you're planning. Like we're in the stages where we're thinking about retirement. I got off the phone right before this call with someone where they're like, well, I want to retire in 3 years. I said, well, that's a very aggressive timeline for what you want. And here's what it's going to take to do that. Right. And that means, like Tanja was saying, this is a certain way you have to live. Now, I don't tell people what to do, but I'm saying this is what you want, right? And this is the salary you say you want. In order for you to save this much money and have this much left so you can do this, this, and this, that's an aggressive timeline. And here's the money, and here's what you have to do to get to that point, right? Tanja said that's why people make sure they tend to spend more. That's very true. Preach care. I love my parents, but they never explained real wealth acquirement. Learn better than do. They didn't. And again, we can't fault them though, D. We can't fault them because that's all they knew. My grandmother would hide money under the bed, and I found myself when she gave me $2 for coming over, I would put it under the bed. I would put it under my mattress. Nobody taught me about, that's what I do. And now it's like I found myself maybe 5 years ago, because I'm really been on this path to do better. If I'm being honest with y'all, I would hold on to it. Like I was scared to I wouldn't buy. And I remember my aunt telling me, Kelly, you need tires. You need to get this fixed. And I would just hold on to everything for dear life. But I didn't know that one, that's a scarcity mindset too. You know what I mean? And I do believe now that I've learned this, y'all, that there's plenty of money. They print it every day. I've had to learn this. It's just about us going out there and get it and knowing our value and our worth and just going out there and get it. And I think there's been so much, and I keep saying at our age, and it's only because we've had so many life experiences that sometimes it leaves us jaded, and we're the confidence sometimes goes down and things change so rapidly, and we don't feel as confident as if when we first got out there. And now, we've had so many experiences, good and bad, that we just, how they say when you get older, you get stuck in your ways. And I think if we know our value and know our worth, we can go out there. Like Derek said, not only do I have one interview that I just finished, but I got two, right? It's the confidence that what I have to give to a company is valuable. Y'all need me. And I sent on, I don't know if you're on my email list, but I sent, I think it was Sunday, and I was sharing, questions to ask them when it comes to work-life balance. Like, make sure you're looking out for yourself, because you have to think about your future. You have to think about how you're going to, if we live into, longer than ever before, how this money going to stretch? That chart, they had 65 years plus. And when I show y'all in that debt ceiling bill, they not extending that for no reason. They know people are living longer. They know this. And they know that 401k is not going to keep us, y'all. You may see six figures in there. Because I had six figures in that 401k. It ain't in there now. But that's not gonna stretch, y'all. I'm laughing, but I'm serious. So we really have to think about that. And we're gonna get into that. But what I wanted to share tonight and what I wanted us to just discuss, because I did say that, I do want to make sure that we're talking about solutions and not just about problems. Age versus wage. I'm not saying that I even agree with the charts, because it's based on your resources, your exposure, your access, right? And you get paid for certain things. You get paid for your education. If you've been exposed to different types of skill sets, tools, systems, and things like that, then you have that knowledge. But if you haven't, then it's not an excuse. That means, okay, I might have some work to do. I may have to go and get some different tools and reskill and upskill. That's what I'm trying to say. So age versus wage, again, this is what the statistics show. That's what the statistics show, right? When they did the poll and the survey, you should be about 1,300. The average person at this age y'all saw was 1,312. Women, ladies, we at the bottom of the poll, right? And I don't know who that was that said pay equity. I think that's a problem. That's not nothing we did, but I do think that that's still a problem, which is very unfortunate. Thomas said, I think this generational. I'm still staring at student loan debt. Don't get me started on that, Tom. Do not get me started on that doggone student loan. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that, because I just believe it's just like we weren't meant to win. We weren't meant to win. We weren't meant to win, right? Janelle said, mindset of keeping up with the Joneses. That's it. Jay said, saving money doesn't make money. Ooh, that's good. Jay's got bars tonight. That's it. But listen, Jay, we got to do something. Now, here's the thing with saving. This is Kelly's opinion. I think you should make your money work for you. And again, we'll get into all of this, and we'll get into this. I think the reason why money is called currency is because it should always be flowing. And I think because of our mindset and what we've been taught, like my grandmother putting the money under the mattress, just saving it and holding it, that money should be moving. It should be making money for us, right? It's called currency for a reason. It should be flowing. It should be making money for us. So that's something to think about. Jay said we need to use it. Remember the story in the Bible where a master rebuked his servant for saving the money. He was, ooh, Jay, I'm coming to this screen. I'm coming in there. What you doing? What you doing right now? That boy preaching tonight, y'all. What you say, Jay? The talents, right? Y'all notice they call them talents. One talent, was it Jay? 1, 3, and 5. And the guy buried it. That was me. Buried it. I just want to save it. I just wanted to save it. He was like, no, you need to be making. The words say be fruitful and multiply. That's the very first thing God told us to do. Be fruitful and the very first thing. If he said that means you should be making that stuff multiply. It should be multiplying. Whatever you making should be multiplying. That's why it's called currency, y'all. It's a flow. That thing should be flowing. It should be making moves. It should be making moves, y'all. Jay, you done got me started. Tanya said, depends on where you're saving it. Tanya said, I know that's right. It's not in there now. See, yeah. Jay said, banks are making money. We're getting scraps for the banks. Yeah, it's a game. It's a game. We just got to learn how to play, because that ain't going to change. We're not going to be able to change the game, but we can play the game to win. We can play the chess and not the checkers, but we have to get our mindset right. We have to let go of what we learned and what we've been taught. It was good for them, but not for now. We have to learn the game. We got to change our mindset. We got to change that scarcity mindset. We have to take that money, flip that money. We got to learn new skills, reskill, upskill, go out there, be confident, share our story, get in the game and play to win. We're not going to be loyal to them because they're not loyal to us. They're not loyal to us. right? Somebody was sharing. Who was it? I don't know. Somebody. I talked to so many people. Somebody was saying, "Oh, they got." They came to this person and they said, "Oh, we're gonna give you $1,000 extra. This is for the year." They've been promising this person money for about 7 years. Person ain't never took a vacation. They've been promising this person this, and they said, "Okay." Now the person, that's their choice. They don't take a vacation. That's up to them. But I would just, it was my client. I'm like, why aren't you taking a vacation? What is? It's so much work, and so I'm telling you, y'all. I'm telling you, I can't say no more. Tanya said we're all looking at student loan debt. Tanya said we thought Biden was going to help us out. Ain't nobody going to save us. Ain't nobody going to save us, T. Ain't nobody going to do it. The parable of the talents. That's it. Thomas said, I was raised to work hard and trust, but I'm older and agree. It's not always easy. Yep, don't bury it. I am from an island. I know currents. I'm making moves. Invest it. Be your own bank. That's it. That's it, y'all. That's it. There was there is a meeting happening. I think it started today, y'all, where they're talking about, and this is the feds. I'm not a financial person, so I just like this stuff fascinates me. So I look at a lot of economic trends. And so they're talking about pausing, I think it's rate hikes or interest rates. Somebody can correct me. So y'all look at I'm gonna show you what I was listening to. I'll share with you all. And this is for your information, right? And so we know about our money and what's happening. So I'll share the screen and we can look at it together. I said I wanted to look at it with y'all. So let me get it. Where is it? Not that one. Not that one. Here it is.
Well, it looks as if inflation may be continuing to ease. That's according to new data released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics this morning. According to the report, prices of consumer goods rose 0.1% in May, bringing the annual level down to 4%. Core inflation, which excludes food and energy costs, is up 0.4% from last month. And this comes as the Federal Reserve is set to meet this week. So for more on this, I want to bring in Scott Brent. He is a senior global market strategist for Wells Fargo Investment Institute. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
I guess this is kind of good news, right? What does the data tell you?
No, it's definitely good news. I mean, this is the trend. The trend in inflation is down really since the middle of last year. Is it going down as fast as everybody would like to see? Probably not. But I think that we're looking for the consumer price index to come in below 3% at the end of the year. So it's moving in that direction. It's been a little stalled the last few months, but
I just wanted to share a little bit of that, y'all. So it looks like inflation is going down a little bit, right? So if we can be smart with our money and say, even though it's high from when it was, I think it was at 8%. It is slowly going down. I think this is good news. I know they're thinking about pausing it, and that's what the meeting they're having today and tomorrow. You guys can do your research if you want to check that out. And they're going to make a decision, I believe, tomorrow on if there'll be another increase or not. The reason why I think this is important is because as we're talking about our money and we're talking about age versus wage and the things that we can do to make it better for us in terms of our spending and what we're, like Janelle was saying, what we're putting out versus what we have coming in, we can think about some of these things and how we can make our money work for us. And in terms of solutions, that's one. And I think Tanja was saying it, saving, what does that look like? Right. And we talk about making moves with our money, like Jay was saying, what does that look like? Where do we put it? Because a lot of us, we got to pay our light bill. We got to pay our mortgage. We got to pay our rent. We got to get gas. We got to get food. And there isn't anything left to actually do the investing that we want to do. We want to do those things. But if there isn't anything left, what do we do to make that work for us? So some of the things that, I was telling my daughter when she was talking about her light bill more than mine. And she in an apartment, a small apartment for her. And, I said, well, what are you doing? And when she goes to work, she says she leaves her air conditioning on and she likes the place cold. She always has been like that. I don't know if it helped. Like, I don't know how to read meters and all of that, but I didn't have enough places to know that that may be a thing, right? You're looking at your water bill. It's just little things. Even myself, I went through, I know on what is it called? I think Rocket Money or something like that, to see like you have all those reoccurring subscriptions, and some of those things I forget about, right? And I'm like, $2.99, $4.99, $14.99, $11.99, Hulu, and this and that. And I'm like, some of that stuff I don't even remember. I don't even remember. And so getting rid of some of that stuff so we can at least come, if interest rates are going down, we can kind of see how much we're putting out there. And some of us can take a look at some of those things to see. And I know it's pretty basic, but if you just take a look, some of us don't look at our bills. It may be on what is that, automatic, and we don't look, and it may be that we're paying more than we have to or we should. Just some things to think about. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Derek said there aren't any skill sets that can't be adapted to another environment. Take those skills and flip them like flapjacks. Flip them like flap. That's a mouthful. Flip them like flapjacks. There you go, Lady Low. Take your vacation. What you say? I ain't never had a problem with that. Why? Oh, I ain't got the light on. I'm like, why am I so dark? Sorry, y'all. I'm looking at it too. It ain't on. My bad, y'all. My bad. Zal said, I take a 4-day weekend every month because I accidentally let my PTO accumulate during the first year of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. But you were home. You probably didn't think about it. Oh, it's dark, y'all. My bad. Hopefully y'all can see mine. That's some serious PTO. I know, Tanja. I know. That's what I said. I'm like, man, what? Man, what? All that vacation time. You better take your vacation. One more thing I want to show you all. This might make you mad, but I saw this as well when I'm thinking about money and I'm thinking about wage. I saw this as well. Let me share this and we can talk about it. This is CEOs of public US firms earn 300. Listen to this number, y'all. It's insane. Not 10 times, not 5 times as much, not 20 times, not even 100 times, but 320 times as much as workers. Even some CEOs say the gap is too big. I don't know if this was this a video? Let's see.
Jamel Brown makes $13.77 an hour, cleaning a very busy emergency department at this hospital in Kansas City, Missouri.
I'm not greedy. I just want to get by.
COVID has made it particularly difficult this year, with some workers, he says, quitting out of fear.
So you were working especially hard.
Yes, ma'am.
On his feet all day, risking his own health, but not making enough to rent an apartment, he crashes at his sister's and talks to us from his car.
Did you get a bonus for that extra hard work?
We didn't get nothing.
Nothing?
We didn't get nothing. We didn't get hazard pay. We didn't get a bonus.
What he did get was COVID. When he got back to work, they made him Employee of the Month and gave him a $6 voucher to the cafeteria.
It felt like a slap in the face.
While Jamel got no bump in his salary, new federal filings reveal HCA Healthcare, which owns the hospital, gave its CEO, Samuel Hazen, a 13% raise, bringing him to a whopping $30 million a year, over 500 times the average HCA worker and 1,000 times Jamel's pay.
Pay us fair wages. Treat us like we treat your patients.
Jamel's union has been asking for $15 an hour for folks like him who've received no increase for 2 years. HCA, which owns 200 or so hospitals, had repeatedly said no, but finally agreed last week to the increase for Kansas City workers only after NBC News contacted them. Mr. Hazen declined to talk to NBC News, HCA saying in part, we value our colleagues and are committed to offering competitive compensation and benefits. And yet, the great national divide between the income of those at the top and those at the bottom persists. The heads of corporations like GE, Starbucks, and Acuity Brands received more than 1,000 times their average workers last year, with Walgreens, then CEO, earning over 500 times. None of those CEOs agreed to speak with NBC News, each company saying their practices align with their shareholders' interests and that the CEO will take a hit if their stock price falls. But since 1978, CEO compensation has risen over 1,000%, compared with only a 14% increase for average workers. In theory, CEOs are handsomely paid to increase a company's value.
The problem is not that somebody's getting paid a lot of money. The problem is they get paid whether they do well or whether they do badly.
Glenn Kelman, the CEO of Redfin, a real estate brokerage firm, is bucking the trend. Under Kelman's leadership, Redfin more than tripled in value to just under $7 billion. He owns a valuable chunk of company stock, but makes only 14 times his average employee and says that's plenty.
I don't think I deserve a Nobel Prize for that.
In 2019, his annual income, including stock, was about $1 million. Last year, he didn't take his salary.
Shareholders and investors are waking up.
What
to
we
the
think
idea
about that, y'all?
Lots of people create shareholder value.
What we think. Have you ever heard on earth 1,000 times a person's salary? That man made 1,000 times as much as that guy Jamal. Insane. What can you do with that kind of money? Insane. Zal Storm says that's exactly what happened. That's because that trickle down economics that we were told was going to work for employees never. Ooh, you got bars too. You said a word right there. Elizabeth says CEO means cheat employees. Y'all got bars today. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Whoa, that's good, Liz. That's good. Jay said it's like the time banks begged for a bailout back in 2008 and turned around and gave their CEO over. That's exactly that. I remember that. Derek says, I manage all of my accounts. From the time I wake, I check my personal and business accounts and bills daily. Nothing slips by me. I can account for every dollar. You have to be focused and consistent. Well, you're going to have to come over here and look at this bank account over here because you good. Janelle said, I used to work for HCA back in 2003, 2004, the lowest pay I ever made, but I had to take something at the time. So I did no raise. They a trip, Janelle, 1,000 times, 1,000 times. Ridiculous. That's crazy, y'all. I wanted to share that because it's important. Again, even if you're currently working, y'all, even if you're not in a job search, if you're aware that the senior leadership, right, making this, plus they get stocks and all these bonus and golden parachutes and all these things, and sometimes we're afraid to go in and ask for more. Especially if you've been there, like that lady we shared earlier, for a decade. You mean to tell me she hasn't learned anything? She hasn't gone outside of her job description? She doesn't deserve, even though she resigned, but somebody that's been in their job for that long, they don't deserve more money? It's utterly ridiculous. And I can't look at the companies. I have to, when I'm talking to people, talk to the people about their value and how they see themselves and asking for more money. So when it comes to age versus wage, I'm not a big advocate about, making, it align to your age, right? I think that we know and we feel, a lot of us, at this age, we all around the same age, that we should be at a certain level. And a lot of it, we think about based on our quality of life, our living style, and what we have to pay for. And we all know, and somebody was sharing here, that I'm not even close to what that labor chart was sharing us. Some of us aren't close. So we talked about some of the solutions in terms of our money, making money for us. And I know for some of us, we're spending and we have to spend what we have. And if we don't have it, another solution could be that we need to reskill and upskill. I know it's basic information, but if we're not going to take action, and I share with y'all briefly about how the government and employers know that we're living longer, we have to stretch our money more than we have in the past. We have to think about ourselves, y'all. We have to think about ourselves. We can't put that on anybody else. Our employers, we can't put it on anyone else. We have to think about ourselves and our money. Like Derek said, I check my accounts every day to make sure. That's something I need to get better at myself. And I'm always thinking about the future and how I don't want to work until I'm 75. They talking about 73, 75 years of age. We all see those people when we go into Walmart, the greeters and things like that. Nothing's wrong with that. If that's what you got to do, what you got to do. I get that. But I think for the most part, we don't want to do that. Right? So when we're thinking about our compensation, if you're at a point right now and you're currently working, right? You're in your career and you're thinking about the future for yourself. How can you get to that next level? It doesn't mean climbing the ladder or getting a new title, but in terms of your quality of life. We don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. We don't want that. We want to be comfortable. We want to be able to do the things that we want to do. And so that means on the front end, right? If we're going into a new company, if we're going into a new position, we're already in the company and we're getting a promotion or an internal move, we have to speak up, you all. We have to say something. We have to do it for ourselves because I promise you, they're not. If you don't say nothing, they not either. They won't say anything. Oh, would you help us with this evening? Would you take on this project? We really need this done. Right? Yeah, I'm going to write this down, and during my performance review, when we talk about this, right? I want to be compensated for this. I can't do nothing with 1% increase. Inflation has raised how many times? They just now talking about pausing it. My pay is here, but the inflation and all the food and the gas and the light and the mortgage and all the other things is up here. My cost of living has increased, but my pay has not. We have to advocate for ourselves, you all. And if they're not going to make a move, don't let it be a decade, you all. And you sitting there wondering, waiting, hoping, praying. When you pray, you got to get up and you got to work. You have to work for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself, and you have to go for things for yourself. You have to play the game and you play to win. We playing chess and not checkers. How we feeling? How we feeling? Janelle said, you told us about the HCA. I heard about the CEO gap about 2 years ago. That's why it should be no problem to request compensation for what there you go. There you go. It should be no problem. I know I look crazy in the dark, y'all. It should be no problem, y'all, to advocate for yourself. That's my hope for you all. And we're going to talk about some ways to do that. I shared, if you're not on the email list, go to attractopportunities.com. When you put your email in there, you'll be on there. But I shared on Sunday some ways to like, if you're going into a company, to how you can, the questions you can ask. And even if you're in a company, again, there's questions you can ask. If you're making an internal move, if they're giving you a promotion, you want to make sure you're going somewhere where they're not handing you a mess and they want you to clean it up, but they don't want to pay you for it. Right? You want to always think about it, because sometimes we get internal moves or promotions and we go for titles. We need money, y'all. We need money. Oh, I just go and I get the title. Now I might as well stay where I'm at, because I'm going to get more work if I take the role. We got to think differently. We got to think differently. We got to think about our health. We got to think about the work that we're doing. If it's benefiting us, if it's adding value to us, if it's adding to our arsenal. Are we making moves that will help us in our future? These are all the things that we could be thinking about, right? Somebody reached out to me today and said, you know what? I'm ready to make a move, right? My friend is 64. and they got this. I'm ready to make a move right now. People are making moves, right? And on this side of 50, y'all, we need to advocate for ourselves, and we need to just not take no crap. We don't need to take crap. We don't need to take crap, y'all. We too old. We too experienced. We got too much to give. We ain't taking no crap. And so, and all employers, they're not bad, but y'all, if we don't say nothing, I promise you, they not. Elizabeth said, house sharing with a third shift workaholic could help with quality of life. Don't be afraid to get roommates if need be. That's right. That's right. That's what I think that guy in that article or in that piece was saying, that he lived with someone. Yolanda said, that's why I'm still looking for something better. I deserve more. We all deserve more. We absolutely deserve more. We are absolutely. Preach, y'all. Pass the collection. Jay said, how do you ask for your worth in the interview when the pay doesn't match what your bottom line is? Well, you start with making sure that the role that you're going for aligns to what you need for your quality of life. That's the first thing. If you don't know, you have to ask that before you go in. So that's why you have goals in the beginning, and you stick to those goals. You stick to those boundaries. You have parameters around, this is the kind of job I want. I want to work remote. I want to know about work-life balance. I need at least 15 days. I need to make at least 120K. I need to have them match my 401k. These are the 5 things these are non-negotiables. And these are the only roles I'm going with. That way, when you go into the interview, all you're doing is sharing and selling your value, because they got everything you want, and you're asking your questions, right? You're asking the questions. How many do people typically take their vacation around here? You say it better than that, but how do you feel about work-life balance? Right? Tell me how does your company support mental health? What are some of those things? Right? And you take your notes and you write down, like Derek got 3 of those interviews, and he's going to weigh out all of them. Which position best supports his quality of life? Because when we get into desperation mode and we take anything, and then we end up being somewhere we don't want to be, and we back out there looking again, and where it's like a cycle. It's like a hamster on a wheel. We don't want to do that. We want to get somewhere that we know is an emerging industry, meaning it'll be around when we decide to retire. So we got to do some homework. We got to do some research. We can't be lazy. We got to look for those things that'll be around when we get ready to retire, and what we can offer. We got to make our list of the non-negotiables, and then we go and apply. That way we can walk into that interview confidently, and we can say, okay, here's why I'm the best fit for your company. Here's what I can bring. I know your objectives. I know your goals. I know your initiatives for the next 24 months. And here's how I can add value. That help? Let me know. What didn't work, Janelle? Tell me what didn't work. How we feeling? What we think about this? Besides me being in the dark, totally my bad. I'm looking at the light right there. It's right there. Besides me being in the dark. How we feel? Did we get some good information? What we think, y'all? Listen, we should have what we deserve, y'all. Don't ever think you don't. And some things it may cost us, but we got to make sure, again, thinking about that money mindset and how we've been, taught certain things. We got to think different than our grandparents and our moms and our great grandparents and our dads. We have to think different, right? They were in a different era. They were in a different age. So we have to think a little bit differently when it comes to the cost of things and the value of things. This pen may cost me $3, but the value to me is that it fits in my purse. It fits in my pocket. It doesn't bleed. It's minimalistic like I am. It writes in blue ink like I like, and I can take it everything. So the value to me is that I can take it everywhere and I'll have it for a long time. So the cost is not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the value. How's it going to benefit me? How's it going to serve me? How's it going to add value to my life? Is it going to be something that I could use when I go? So Think about those things when you're spending your money. That's another solution, to think about the value versus the price. Is it something that I need? Am I going to benefit off of having them fries and that Coke? Is it something that benefits, or can I go home and make me a salad, or cut up my own fries, or get a bag of potatoes and make my own fries? The value versus the price. Derek says, make sure to review your notes from these chats with Kelly. Jay said, makes sense. Now we need to make millions. There you go, baby. Make them M's, doggone it. Janelle said, asking for what I wanted didn't work for me. I am always told my experience is awesome, but no one wanted to pay what I'm worth, nor my experience. In that case, Janelle, what do you think? If they told you that, what would that tell you to do? If they didn't want to pay you for what you're worth and what your value, and you ask, right? You gave them an opportunity. You know you provide value. You contribute at a high level. You perform at a high level. You're there, you perform, and you contribute. What would that tell you? If they said, no, you're great, though. You're really great. But no, we're not giving you no money. There you go, Lady Low. There you go. And I ain't forgot about you, hon. I know we're going to do the vision board. I was going to share with you all with our guests. I had a surprise for y'all, but so we can get that worked out. But I haven't forgot. I promise. That's something we're going to do this month. I want you to think about that, Janelle, because if they're not going to do that, then that should tell you something. Because I know what you bring to the table and your value. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out the dark because I look really crazy. I look really crazy, and I can't even use this video now. Y'all could have been like, Kelly, what's going on back there? Y'all just roll with me, huh? Y'all just going to let me be in the dark. That's all right. I see how y'all do me. I see how y'all do me. I see how y'all do me. That's okay. That's okay. Come on, Janelle. We got you. We got you. We got you, girl. But we know what you bring to the table. Janelle has to know. Janelle has to know. That's all, sweetie. Janelle has to know. That's it. And it's okay. If they say no, we ain't get mad. It's okay. Because I promise you, you always miss what you don't have, right? And see, they don't expect you to leave. If they can tell you no like that, just that easy, they know you're not going anywhere. I have a story, but no time to tell at Derek. I just took a new job. Okay. Elizabeth says, sometimes taking 2 higher salary part-time jobs will get you more money. There you go. We'll take these, Kelly. After dark, that's what we're going to do. This is the after dark. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. And you know, I be getting prepared and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I got my IG set up. I got the microphone. The most important thing. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's been a day, though. It's been a day. Jackie said, interviews today and hiring managers openly expressed her concerns about me being overqualified. My response was, in this economy, there's a, ooh, Jackie got bars. Jackie got bars, y'all. That's another thing that gets under my bonnet. A bee in my bonnet. Janelle said the plant is glowing. I'm so this is so just bad. It's just so bad. Yeah, overqualified is that's a myth. How could you be overqualified? Oh gosh, y'all. Overqualified. See, it even showed the bags, y'all, with the lights. Y'all know I'm deleting this whole video. I'm deleting this whole video. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Y'all laughing at me now. Tanya said, we thought you was in chill mode. No. No. Oh my gosh. I'm so embarrassed, y'all. Oh my gosh. This will not be a replay. So if nobody caught it, it's too bad. It's too bad. It's too bad, y'all. It's too bad. Tanya said, this is chill mode. This is after dark. Let me put my glasses back on. Anita in the building. After interviewing, I'm working on deciding between contract work and permanent job. Any tips? I like the contract, Anita, because that's what I did for the bulk of my career. Now I was, I was after my money. I was just talking to somebody. I think we're gonna do a partnership. But we were talking about the business model, and I said right now, the money is in the contracting and the project-based work. I said that's going to be the future of work. And the person I was talking to, they've had staffing companies since 1995, and he was saying how part of his company, he takes people and puts them into companies, and they complete the projects and stuff. And I said, yeah, that's where the money is. So to your point, Anita, I think you should do the consulting work and set up, eventually, like, if you want to, your own little LLC, your own Anita Cox Consulting. Get that money, girl. $95, $100 an hour. I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about once you get a few underneath your belt. I'm telling you, you make make you a portfolio. You golden, sis. You golden. Nothing's wrong with a permanent job. Nothing's wrong with that. But just so that when you can get a feel, if of doing contracting, because I know it could be, if you haven't done it, it could be a little scary, right? And I told y'all that my first one was at Coke. And once I got a taste, it was no turning back. And God is my witness, and y'all know I don't play with God. I never looked. People would call. People would call. People would call. People would call. And I remember I told y'all I was working at, if you here in Atlanta, I was working at Bank of America on Peachtree, and I'm right across the street. Back then it was called Bell South. Now it's AT&T. I went right across the street for $5 more an hour. I'm telling you, it is just like that. And that's how contracting and consulting will be. And it's called the gig economy. You can look that up, Anita, if you want to do some research on it. It's called the gig economy. That's the thing. That's where we will be really, really soon. All right, y'all. We all right? We feeling good? We in chill mode. Kelly After Dark. My God, today. No, it don't pay less. But I was looking at the flexibility. No, it shouldn't pay less, Anita, because they don't. Some of them, if you're with a company, they won't give you benefits. So it shouldn't pay less. You should make more as a contractor because there's no overhead, because you're not a full-time employee. They don't have to pay for your benefits. They don't have to, some of them don't give you equipment and security and all that. It should not pay less. That's the advantage. Was this good, y'all? Was this good stuff? Did we learn something? My goal always, especially for my new folks here, when we're doing these lives, is I want to make sure you learn at least one thing that you didn't know before you came, or that you have something to take away that's useful. There's no sense in us sitting here on a Tuesday and it ain't, just talking about the weather. We want to get something we can use and help us, because, times are different, changing. And, I was glad to hear about what was happening with the feds and stuff like that, but I know it's still tough for some of us. So my goal is always to try to give you all something to work with, or at least information. Because I think when you're exposed to information, you can make decisions, because what we know, we take action on, right? Oh, you have? Janelle says she's seen some paying less too, with horrible benefits. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they shouldn't. Don't take a contract. And if you're thinking about that too, Janelle, and I know you're in HR, I'm telling you, that HR thing, you're welcome, hon. Janelle, they on fire. HR is on fire. They're looking for consultants. They're looking. Oh, I wish I had this. It just came to my mind, y'all. Don't you hate when people say they have something and then they can't tell you? I can't think of the company, but they reached out to me, and they have this site. I'm gonna let y'all go, I promise. And it's like you put your information on. It's kind of like a Fiverr or Upwork, but you put your information, and companies will just, like Anita was saying, they will just, I didn't shut it off, did I? They will hire you on a project basis you put in your hourly rate. I put $3.50 an hour. Now ain't nobody called me, but that's what I put, right? If they want me, that's what it costs. I'll get the company. Somebody remind me. Somebody send me an email and remind me. I'll get the company. Y'all go put your stuff on there. It's free. Just put yourself. Anita, that would be good for you too. Yeah, I will. Somebody email me. I'm telling you, I will forget. Yeah, they reached out to me on LinkedIn and they said, hey, we like, now this is why I always tell y'all, keep y'all LinkedIn profiles up there. Y'all think I just be telling y'all just to be telling y'all. It just be random people looking for people. And they like, your experience and stuff like that. Would you be interested? We have companies that need, staffing help. And then when I put it on, they had all these for different stuff, project managers, implementation, HR, like, and people, you put your price. But again, y'all got to come with it. So, yeah, remind me and I'll give you all the company and go on there and check it out. And if you want to talk further, if you want to just, talk things through, I don't have my program anymore since I came back, but I do like career chats. If you want to, just talk, I'm happy to do that as well. And yeah, this was good though. Okay, Janelle, so let's update it. Oh, I love y'all. Time well spent. Good. We thank you and appreciate everything you do. I thank y'all too. I love y'all too. Thanks, Elizabeth. You add value to me. I learn something new each time. That's awesome. Okay, y'all have a good week. Make it a good week. Make it a good week. I don't care what happens. Just make it a good doggone week. Y'all have a good weekend, and I will see y'all next week. And we will be in the light. Bye, y'all.